You have done three things, and I want you to continue. Three things, because I have been around. Three things, and Professor Nyang' Nyong'o will bear with me that. Three things that President Kibaki tried and he could not do. President Uhuru tried and he could not do. These three things, the first one is on the unity of the people of Kenya. You will go into history as the only president when he was elected, because election is an event. Election is just one day event. You are the only president who said, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your social status, regardless of your political status, regardless of your religious affiliation, and the county you come from, Kenya is one, and the people of Kenya must be treated as one. I want to thank you, and there are many of us, there are thousands and millions of Kenyans who will work with you. And Professor Nyang' Nyong'o is here representing Honorable Raila Odinga. We are so proud of you. Yesterday, you drove to our former president, a person you and myself worked with. You have reached out to former Prime Minister, and we encourage you to reach out to all leaders so that each and every leader, whether in the opposition, whether in government, we agree on one thing, on how Kenya can move forward. So, Your Excellency, we are behind you. There is leadership, we are all behind you, and I'm sure everybody in Kenya is very happy. Election is one event, uniting the country.
President Ruto is not a transient president. He has been elected by the people of Kenya. There are those who are yapping around to say this, Mr. President, you are the fourth president I'm working with as a member of parliament. And therefore, I can discern, appreciate, and look at the magnitude of the policy decisions that you want to make. We want to thank you. Don't be afraid. What has lagged this country behind over the last 60 years? In 1968, we were at par with South Korea. In 1968, we were at par with Indonesia. It's because people fear to make decisions. Make those decisions in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Kenyans will appreciate. And those who are running around saying today Ruto must go, will say Ruto must be around. And that is where we're heading. Mheshimiwa Rais, there are 15 governors, 14 governors, 14 senators, 14 county MPs, 109 MPs. Jay, tunaambiwa, SHA is not working. We are persuaded SHA is not working. Can we do it in all our constituencies and prove to the doubting Thomases that SHA is going to work and is going to be beneficial to the pastoralist communities who have been neglected?
We request you to give direction for the implementation of the Presidential Working Party report as regards the strengthening of NACONEC. NACONEC is one organization that has really made a transformation, serious transformation in the access to education of our people, because these pastoralists, when they move around all over and the children are there, they're being fed, then they will be there. But if they have nothing to feed on, then they have a problem. Your Excellency, the final issue is we have a problem of drugs in our region. This region is getting flooded with the drugs from Ethiopia and from Somalia. And they're coming in lorries, truckloads. Please direct your county commissioners and your county commandants to seal our borders to make sure this does not happen. Today, there are more than 10,000 illegal immigrants in Wajir here. And that business is very, very thriving. You know, once drugs come into place, then you create instant billionaires. Those instant billionaires now push back the law and order system.
Your Excellency, there's a presentation that was made by your economic advisor, Dr. David Ndii, here yesterday. And he compared a pastoralist county, Marsabit, and a non-pastoralist county. I think it was the county of Kirinyaga. And he proved to us that in terms of potential, in terms of the potential to contribute to the economy, Marsabit is way ahead. And he had the facts and figures. Your Excellency, we've also, on many occasions in the last 3 days, mentioned the sessional paper number 10 of 1965, which sessional paper categorized Kenya into the Kenya with potential and the Kenya without potential. And we were erroneously, I would say, classified as the Kenya without potential. But now the realities of today is making all of us realize that the only potential remaining is in the Kenya that was deemed not to have potential. We have virgin land, which is rich. The soils are arable. Increasingly, our water situation is improving. Your Excellency, in many forums I've said, in the Kenya where there is water, there is no land left, so we must take water to the Kenya that has land, so that we can feed ourselves as a country. On the specific interventions that we discussed with you, and as far as this particular county of Wajir is concerned, I was a witness to all the calls you made, all the instructions you gave on the issue of Wajir water and sewerage, on the issue of dealing with the challenges that we have with electricity here, and the attempts to link us to the national grid, the instructions that you gave on the fast tracking and unclogging of the bottlenecks with respect to the Isiolo-Mandera Road, and in particular with the annuity program, on the instructions that you gave on the Bute Dam, and the numerous other requests that were made by the leadership of Wajir County. And we thank you for giving us time to discuss our problems as a county with you the moment you landed. We don't take it for granted, and we thank you for those interventions.
I also want to assure the President that our region, and Lamu is a founder member of FCDC, and we want to assure him, in our region, come 2027, we are prepared and we shall back him. I want to tell him that he doesn't even bother to come and campaign in our region. Si tumeamua. Hebu inueni mikono waone tumeamua. Your Excellency, our region and all, our biggest challenge is water. Na tunaomba serikali iwekeze vilivyo ili watu wetu tuondoe shida ya maji katika eneo letu. Kwa hivyo sitaki kusema mengi, ninawashukuru wale wote ambao mmefika, na tunamwambia Rais Ruto kuwa mambo bado, na yeye mwenyewe atajionea hii kipindi imebaki, ile support tutampea. Asanteni sana na Mungu atubariki.